Fucking Brandon just popped in. All right.
He looks guilty.
So we're doing something a little different today. This is the court martial of Brandon. So those of you that have been listening to the bonus shows, I think we talked a little bit on the regular shows. We had a guy do some cassette tapes for us.
Yes.
And he has since pissed us off. So what we are doing is he is going on trial in a court martial to be evicted. Is that the right word?
Convicted. Wait, ejected.
Ejected from the Navy.
Ejected. There you go. That's a good one.
All right. So as prosecutor, we have Prosecutor Butterbean.
Damn it. Why didn't I change my fucking name? Son of a bitch.
You want to leave and come back?
Nope.
All right.
It's too much work.
And on defense is Johnny Cochran, I'm assuming. Damn it. Why didn't I think of
Brandon will not be ejaculated from the Navy.
You seem pretty cocky, Johnny.
All right. So I will be judging this. Is that right? Is that how you use that word?
Yes, that's what a judge does, yes.
All right. So opening remarks as to hearsay. Is that you?
Me? Prosecution?
Yeah.
Okay. So removing any semen from our staff should be done only as a last resort and only for the most extreme of offenses. With that in mind, Brandon's involvement in Tapegate was especially heinous. The victims may never fully recover. It is with a heavy heart that I recommend removing Brandon, whatever his last name is, from the ranks of the Who's Right Navy. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah. Did you want to approach the bench?
Kind of.
All right. Other team, go.
Thank you, Your Honor, for giving me this opportunity to defend my client, Mr. Brandon Paul DeSaucy, CEO of Promises Kept Collective and Ham Radio and Smoothie Enthusiast. For anyone who doesn't know, this podcasting judiciary has been set up to resolve any disputes with...
Hold on.
The judge can't cut him off.
What? Yes, you can. Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. This podcasting judiciary has been set up to resolve any disputes within the podcasting community before they escalate into non-stop cross-country diaper-wearing murder sprees ending in Gary, Indiana. The defendant, Mr. Brandon Paul DeSaucy, is now afforded an opportunity to argue the case, if you will, but I'm not going to argue with you, Your Honor. What I'm going to do is to try and discuss the reasonable inferences which I feel can be drawn from the evidence that the prosecution will present to you. Ultimately, it's what you determine to be the facts is what's going to be important, and all of us can live with that. You, Your Honor, are empowered to do justice. You're empowered to ensure that this great podcasting judiciary of ours works. Listen for a moment, will you please? One of my favorite people in history is the great Frederick Douglass. He said shortly after all the intellectually disabled people were freed from their institutions, quote, "In a competent nation like ours, as before the law, there should be no rich, no poor, no high, no low, no white, no black, no smart, no retarded, but common country, common citizenship, equal rights, and a common destiny." This marvelous statement was made more than 100 years ago. It's an ideal worth striving for and one that we still strive for. We haven't yet reached this goal, but certainly in this great podcasting community of ours, we're trying. I'd like to comment and compliment the prosecution on what I think will be fine arguments today. I won't agree with much of what they say, but I will listen intently, as I hope you'll do with me. And together, hopefully, these discussions are going to be helpful to you, Your Honor, in trying to arrive at a decision in this case where you don't compromise, where you don't do violence to your conscience, but you do the right thing. Some might say the who's right thing. You are the one who is empowered to determine what is the right thing. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever in your life been falsely accused of something? Have you ever been falsely accused? Ever had to sit there and take it and watch the proceedings and wait and wait and wait, all the while knowing that you didn't do it. All you could do during such a process is to really maintain your dignity. Isn't that correct? Knowing that you are innocent, but maintaining your dignity and remembering always that all you're left with after a crisis is your conduct during. So that's another reason why I'm proud to represent this man who's maintained his innocence and will be conducting himself with dignity throughout these proceedings. Now, last night, as I thought about the arguments of my colleagues, 2 words came to mind. And I asked my wife this morning to get the dictionary out and look up those 2 words. The 2 words were asshole and retard. I'll repeat them. Asshole and retard. Let us see if we can keep those 2 words in our minds as we proceed through the case. Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm ready to rule.
Do I get any kind of rebuttal? There's got to be an objection here for him over preparing and me under preparing.
All right. So, prosecution, do you have any witnesses?
No.
The state rests.
The state rests.
I mean,
he's obviously guilty.
So, I guess thinking about this, like the whole point of this was for you to try to prove that he should be evicted out of the the Navy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I called it Tapegate. What else do you want from me? I just thought a catchy name that made him sound guilty would win it over. And then Dave comes in with this big defense and all these smart words.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't rest, but, I don't have any witnesses either.
Do you want to take the stand and then try to incriminate yourself?
Yes. If I can I incriminate myself? That'd be great.
You can take the stand and ask yourself questions.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks, Judge.
All right. The state calls Prosecutor Butterbean as his own witness.
All right, Mr. Butterbean. Where were you on March 23rd, 1997? I don't recall.
Are you going to take the fifth on every one of your own questions?
Do you know the defendant, Brandon, whatever his last name is? I don't recall. What was Stop laughing, Judge. Let me do my thing. I'm going somewhere, maybe. What was your involvement with the cassette tapes that Mr. whatever his name is was supposed to produce for the Who's Right Navy? I don't recall. Permission to treat this witness as hostile.
I'm going to have to ask the witness to leave.
Oh my God. No further questions.
Johnny, do you want to cross-contaminate or whatever it's called?
Yes, I would like to. Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Were you ever sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll take that as read then. Did you say while in the podcast recruiting station at any time during those years, 1985 and 1986, that when you see a retard driving with a white woman, you pull them over?
Yes, I believe I did.
I'd like to remind the witness that perjury is a serious crime. Would you like to answer that question again?
Yes, I'd like to stand by my original answer. Yes, I did say that.
Did you say at any time in that podcast recruiting station, in the presence of any female, including Kathleen Bell, that you'd like nothing more than to see all retards gathered together and killed?
I don't remember any Kathleen Bell, but I do remember saying that, yes.
Okay. Did you have a conversation in 1985 and 1986 in Hennessy's Tavern with a tall woman wherein you said that retards who have white women in their company are violating an act of nature?
I don't recall.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions for the witness.
Okay. So now I guess now you rest.
Who rests?
You.
I'm still on the stand. Can I be excused or whatever?
Yes, you're excused.
Maybe excused. Yeah.
Okay, so Johnny, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, I do. If it pleases the court, I'd like to play a deposition from Jody B.
What if
Go
it
on.
doesn't please the court?
Yeah, objection. I don't care what pleases the court. This is all suckassery.
Overruled only because I want to hear what Jody has to say,
Damn it.
Okay.
but I won't allow it.
But we'll play it anyway. All right.
Hello. My name is Jody B from the Po Boys podcast. I'm here as a character witness for Brandon from the Promises Cap Collective. Now, first and foremost, be sure to go to www.biobidet.com. Use promo code POBOYS for all your bidet needs. Speaking of Brandon, in my dealings with him, he's remained a constant professional. All of his responses have been quick, effective. He's been completely transparent with all of his financial quotes, and up to this point has been nothing but a pleasure to work with. I look forward to actually using his cassette services in the near future. I find his love of cassettes to be infectious. As soon as Doug and Anthony stop being little bitches, maybe I'll be able to pay him money to make me a cassette too. Furthermore, I would like any and every person from the Who's Right Extended universe to send contributions to our next cassette project, a Christmas album by the Who's Right Extended Universe, a Christmas album featuring all the assholes from our network. Hopefully, the proceedings from the sales of the cassettes will go to help fund indie podcasters the money
Proceeds.
to move out of their parents' basements and not be interrupted every time they try to record a goddamn podcast. Thank you all. Goodbye.
Your Honor, I'd like you to issue an injunction so that Po Boys podcast is not able to release cassette tapes under the name Who's Right Extended Universe. I think.
Irrelevant. That'll be another court case.
Oh, then there's also the Who's Right posters that Brandon's got up on his wall as well. I just remembered that.
Yeah, that should have come in as part of his character.
Assassination.
You can address that in your cross examination.
Your Honor, I'd like to point out that when the crime happened, Mr. Brandon, whatever his last name is, was wearing a very short skirt, and I think he was drinking.
Was he asking for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what? Do you have any witnesses?
The judge is asking now what?
All right. Next to the stand, I call upon Bob, host of the Boomer Bob Show.
Yeah, we already did all that.
We'll take that
You
as
were
read
already
that
sworn
you've
in.
been sworn in.
Is there anybody on this stream right now that believes putting your hand on the Bible means anything? If so, you will be asked to leave the court.
It means anything? Yeah, it means you're an
let the
idiot.
record- Let the record
Account?
show I had this hand on my junk when I was
What
doing
record?
this.
We're talking about tapes. This witness is clearly not able to discern between tapes and cassettes, Your Honor. I mean, tapes
Objection.
and records.
Objection. This
Damn
is my witness.
Overruled.
First stab at
Overruled
it.
myself.
Okay.
Don't you mean sustained?
No, I overruled your objection
All right.
or something. I don't. Don't tell me you're out of line. Order.
Yeah.
Okay. So, deputy prosecutor,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you want to question the witness?
Yes, I have oral arguments and a motion to lift the automatic stay of this witness mistrial.
What?
Are you just reading glossary terms?
Jurisprudence.
Sustained.
Bob, do you recall on the night of December 23rd, 1987, dealing with Brandon when he was in the throes of depression, when he was trying to make these cassettes for the Who's Right podcast?
Wasn't me.
Objection. Or, damn it, Bob. Bob, can you tell me how short Brandon's skirt was on the night in question? In words, please, Bob.
You say let the record show.
We're not talking about records
Dismissal
here.
without
That was made
prejudice.
clear.
Due process. Bob,
Yes.
please answer the question.
Can you repeat the question?
How short was Brandon's skirt on the night in question?
It was above the knee.
Would you agree that
Let the record show that the judge doesn't know how long Brandon's knees are.
would you agree that any skirt above the knees means that the woman wants to something bad with cassettes? Or basically, it's Brandon's fault. Would you agree with that, Bob?
Sure. Yes.
No.
State rests.
Under statute of limitations number 37, I'd like to introduce into evidence
This cum-covered Kleenex.
So the state would like to enter into evidence the cassette, which I have listened to and I refuse to let anybody else listen to. And on this cassette is nothing. Brandon put nothing on these cassettes. I was waiting for some kind of dramatic reaction. Come on.
Objection. Objection.
On what grounds?
That we're relying on what the prosecution says only.
Overruled.
Yeah, so that means I get to keep going.
No, I overruled your objection.
Thank you.
It's my
Thank you.
courtroom. It means
Thank-
what?
Thank you, Your Honor.
I've heard the tapes.
On the issue of wage garnishment, I would like to present another piece of evidence.
I'll allow it.
I don't know what it is yet. You got to give me a second.
All right. We'll wait.
All right. Do you have any more questions for the witness?
No, the defense rests. Or wait, the prosecution rests.
I object. I think he's badgering the witness.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Mistrial.
Johnny.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Yeah, don't you know how this goes? Come on.
Yeah. Bob.
Yes.
Objection.
I'll
On
allow
what grounds?
it. Doesn't matter.
You're being too friendly with the witness. You're leading the witness.
Leading the witness. Yeah. Is Brandon a fan of your old show, Metal and Mortgages?
Some would say the biggest fan. Yes.
Has
I mean
Brandon
that
told you?
I mean that he really likes the show, not that he's really fat.
Okay, thanks for the extra information. Has Brandon told you he's listened to every single episode?
Yes.
Has Brandon asked you to bring back Dirty Derek and make more episodes of your show?
He has made it known to me that he would like more episodes in the as a matter of fact, he has said that he's actually mad that there's not more episodes.
Have you found Brandon to be enthusiastic and wishes you to succeed in your podcasting endeavors?
I think he's that way with everybody. Except
Has
for
Objection, leading, or wait, hearsay. Hearsay, that's what it is.
Sustained.
It probably is, yeah. Has Brandon remained friendly to you despite you calling him a faggot and rage quitting from conversations?
Other than the fact that I asked him to zip up some MIDI files, so I just get one file. And when that didn't work, he sent me, I think, 6
Objection, irrelevant.
back to back.
Well, yeah,
I think he's been nice. Other than that, I think that's rude. But other than that, he's been very nice
Objection,
in my direction.
irrelevant.
I'll allow, or sustain. Whatever the one means, stop talking.
Have you heard Anthony call Brandon a retard and be unfriendly towards him, Bob?
Every day.
No objection.
Have you personally found Anthony to be at times difficult to get along with?
Only when Brandon is around.
Objection.
Why? I mean,
Because it's more than when Brandon is around. Quit being a dickhead.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah,
permission
Johnny.
to treat this witness as hostile.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions for this.
I'd like to
witness.
cross-examine this witness.
okay.
I bet you
Fuck
would.
you, Bob.
All right.
Prosecution rests.
Thanks. Bye, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Next to the stand, I'd like to call PJ host of We Are Arseholes podcast, but unfortunately, PJ couldn't make it. So, if it pleases the court, I'd like to read out this transcript from the pre-trial hearing.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
PJ, have you heard about the kidnapping in Australia? No. I'm going to ask you again, and I'd like to remind my witness that perjury is a serious crime. Have you heard about the kidnapping in Australia? No. Your Honor, I'd like you to allow me to treat this person as a hostile witness.
It's my line.
I'll allow it.
What does the judge say in your script? Or
I'll allow it.
Oh, okay, I'll allow it. Hey, would this play better if Anthony played the part of PJ just for?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
No objection.
PJ, do you host a show that you call We Are Arseholes?
Yes.
Are you one of those assholes?
Yes.
Did you try to kick out Brandon from the Who's Right extended universe?
Yes.
A move that would have jeopardized getting these Who's Right cassettes made at all?
I don't speculate on those matters.
Have you heard Anthony call Brandon a retard?
I don't recall.
I kind of meant for you to send it to him so he knew what the fuck to say.
No, this is better this way.
Okay.
Let's just pretend that I did send it, and
I'm looking at
this is
it
what
right
the
now.
transcript says.
All right, I'll shut the fuck up then. Overruled.
Do you, like Anthony, share the opinion that Brandon is a retard?
Yes.
Was Anthony a guest on your show, We Are Arseholes, and did he fit right in as an asshole?
He was a guest. Yes.
In your opinion, PJ, did Anthony fit in as an asshole?
Objection. This is me now. Objection. Irrelevant.
Right?
Overruled. Answer the question.
Yes.
Do you really think that the opinion of an asshole should be seriously considered by this judiciary?
Sir, what I think is not important. That's it.
Overruled.
Answer the question, and I remind you, PJ, that you're under oath.
What? I'm sorry.
Answer the question, and I remind you, PJ, that you are under oath. Do you really think that the opinion of an asshole should be seriously considered by this judiciary?
Yes, I think only the opinions of assholes should be considered.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
All right. Do you
So-
need to cross-examine yourself?
Yeah. Go for it, Anthony.
No, wait a minute.
Wait,
Just
I need to examine PJ orally.
Can't I be PJ?
so for the sake of continuity, Anthony, you need to play the part of PJ.
hmm
Johnny,
I
you
already
have to play the part of Anthony to cross-examine him.
Okay, there.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Do me proud.
So, what? I'm okay.
Objection.
Okay. I've got to get my head around this.
So you're Anthony cross-examining me, PJ.
Is Brandon, in your opinion, a retard?
I'm PJ, right? Yes.
Do you, in your opinion, do you think that
I think
retards?
Dave's broken.
I'm broken now. This is just fucking with my head.
Would it help you, Dave, if you play the part of the judge and I'll play the part of you cross-examining PJ?
No, I like this way
Okay.
better because it's more like he's just me. He's not even trying. He fits right into character. It's perfect. This is all so perfect.
All right, overruled.
Wait.
Do you believe that the cassette tapes, the Who's Right cassette tapes, are blank?
Yes.
What has led you to that conclusion?
Speculation. Overruled.
Do you like plaid shirts?
I don't recall.
Don't recall. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
All right, good.
Christ.
Okay, so now you are back to being Prosecutor Butterbean.
Motion to lift the automatic stay.
Motion approved.
Oh,
Is
okay.
that what I'm supposed to say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other witnesses?
Brandon.
Oh. Can we get some drama in this thing?
All
Need some
right.
Dramatic music or something. Wow. That beard's getting more and more impressive.
Thanks.
Objection.
Oh, Brandon,
Yes.
has Anthony repeatedly called you a retard?
Yes.
Do you think that the opinion of an asshole be seriously considered by this judiciary?
I believe that everybody should have an opinion, but should be maybe
Object.
Objection. What's a judiciary?
I'll remind Brandon about the coaching session that we had.
Can you somebody is there a bailiff? Is there somebody here? Yeah, Bailiff Bob.
Yep.
He's gone. Bailiff Bob loves the cock.
No, there's an arrow and it happens to be pointing over there. Bailiff, can you please talk to Brandon and tell him to shut off that fucking fan?
Oh, sorry.
Fuck.
My bad.
Thank you, Bob.
Brandon, the whole case rests on your answer to this fucking question. Do you think that the opinion of an asshole be seriously considered by this judiciary?
No.
There you go.
Objection.
On what grounds?
Blatantly leading the witness.
I didn't pick up on it. I think it's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions. Anthony? Cross?
All right. Oh, is that my turn?
Yes.
I object, Johnny. It's my courtroom.
Good afternoon, Brandon.
Leading the judge.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Brandon. How are you doing today?
Doing all right.
All right. How much time did you spend making those tapes?
Probably about 40 hours.
Object. That's obviously a lie, Your Honor.
I agree. Is that
Permission to ask more questions, I guess. Do I need that permission?
Go ahead.
Yes, I won. Why did those tapes take you 40 hours, Brandon?
That's just a rough estimate. You got to figure out all the time I spent trying to figure out with the client.
That means
Okay.
hold on. Prosecutor Butterbean, permission for you to approach the bench, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think you should ask him for some evidence as far as how much time he spent on it, because I think we could probably spin this around to say that he overestimated. Thus, he is lying.
Okay.
And if he's really that big of a fan of metal and mortgages, I might want to bring that up as far as his character assassination.
Okay.
All right?
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor.
Continue. Action.
Action.
My turn?
Brandon, do you have any
Okay.
proof that it took you 40 hours to make those tapes?
The only proof I can have is breaking it down by, by the process.
So no.
Yes, I do have proof.
Oh, would you like to present that evidence now?
All right. So it was 25 cassettes. Each cassette is an hour long.
Objection. I would like to the witness to present the case without math.
Brandon, you can answer the question. You're just not allowed to use any math.
Well, I have no proof.
That was the dramatic reveal.
I think it was.
Holy
Fine, I'll do
fuck.
the math myself. 25.
No math.
5.
No
Objection.
Order.
Oh.
I'll hold you in contempt.
Mr. Whatever your last name is, are you a fan of metal and mortgages?
Yes.
Why?
I just really enjoy the show. The hosts get along really well, and they bounce off each other very well, and they talk about things I like.
Wouldn't you agree that calls into question your whole character?
No.
I noticed that you hesitated.
Yeah, I thought about your show and Metal Mortgages, and then I was like, well,
Hey.
no. Okay.
Permission for Prosecutor Butterbean to approach the bench.
Yes, Your Honor.
I forgot what I was going to tell you, but it had something to do with what you just said. What did you just say?
I'm trying to assassinate his character, Your Honor.
Ask him why he's promoting the business that scammed the Who's Right Navy out of the cassettes
Mhm.
in his trial for. He's wearing the fucking shirt. Ask him why he's wearing the fucking shirt. Okay, order.
I can't help but notice your Promises Kept Collective T-shirt.
Yes, sir.
Do you run that business?
I do.
Isn't that the same business that scammed the Who's Right Navy out of the cassette tapes that we're here to talk about today?
We've never scammed anybody.
I'll allow it.
Do you have any proof of that
Without math.
without math?
No.
So you have scammed people then,
No.
the Who's Right Navy included.
All right.
Abs-
Permission for Prosecutor Butterbean to approach the bench.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If he's try to corner him into under oath saying that he's never scammed anybody out of any money, and then ask him for the receipts of the Who's Right merchandise hanging on the wall behind him.
Got it.
Ready?
Right.
Action.
Objection.
Hold on. I broke my gavel. Oh, on what grounds?
That the judge is now being the prosecutor.
Well,
Maybe-
Overruled.
Maybe you,
Thank
Now
you.
the
Kevin Anthony
prosecutor's
should
being the
just,
judge.
just swap.
go ahead.
Can I try on your robe?
I'll allow it.
Since you don't have any proof that the Promises Kept Collective didn't rip off the Who's Right Navy, shouldn't we believe that they did?
Well, actually, I do have proof, but I'd have to play you a cassette, which I can do right now.
Objection, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, or something like that.
That sounds true.
I would like you to enter that tape into the evidence jurisdiction.
Sure, let me just get that in the mail. Fuck.
You said you had a tape that
Okay,
can clear your
okay.
name.
Give me
Play
a
it.
second.
Where are you going?
Oh.
He's got a gun.
Here's right cassette.
Your Honor, we were supposed to have the only copies of those.
How does him having something with something on it? What's that have to do with us? What's going on?
Why is it all echoey?
Brandon,
What?
knock it off.
Objection.
Overruled.
Oh, why isn't it working? Oh, it's not plugged in.
Yeah, because there's nothing on it.
I'd like to see where this goes, Your Honor.
My name is Anthony.
I'm Doug.
All right. So today we're going to talk about welfare, actually,
Objection.
and whether or not.
Objection.
All right.
I'd like to call a mistrial or something.
Or
No.
something.
Wait, does this help me or hurt me?
What?
It's
It
kind of
depends on what we're trying to do here. I already forgot what we're trying to do.
This- all right. So I'm not allowing that evidence because it's hearsay. Just
Wait, what was the evidence? What was it even evidence of?
The cassette tape.
that he played a cassette, and all of a sudden that's supposed to magically prove that the shit on these
Yeah.
tapes have
So
something on
how do
them.
we know that? How do we know that these cassettes are the same as those cassettes? These are forgeries,
No, those are blank tapes.
blank forgeries.
Right. They're not even real. They're not even really blank.
They're not even really. They're not. They don't even really exist.
Can you open that tape to prove you listened to it?
No.
I'll allow it.
I don't want to destroy the value by opening the original wrapper.
All right. So, any
It's not
more
looking
questions
good for you, Brandon.
Any more questions, Johnny?
Yes. I'd like to cross again or whatever.
I didn't even know.
Brandon.
Oh, sure. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yes.
Are you of such sound mind and body that you refuse to go along with my ideas for changing what was on the cassettes?
Can you repeat?
Did
Hello.
you refuse to go along with my ideas to not put on exactly what Doug and Anthony asked to put on the cassettes?
I did not want to stray from what they wanted.
So, yes, you refused.
Yes.
Leading the witness.
And you put on exactly what Doug and Anthony asked,
Correct.
including the 20 minutes of silence on side B.
Correct.
Well,
25
it
minutes.
was, yeah, I was about to say, it wasn't
math.
exactly Yeah, more math. It wasn't exactly 20 minutes. So, what was the exact time of silence? Just
I think there was 15 minutes of music and it's a 30-minute tape, so about 15 minutes, 15 minutes of silence.
Objection. I'm going to need an accurate number to take back to my lawyers.
A 1 hour tape, 30 minutes per side. There's 15 minutes of music on side B.
did I think that was stupid, and you agreed, but you did exactly what Doug and Anthony said.
I
You
object.
refused to,
I
to
object.
stray.
Object.
Why?
Because you're libeling
You're
us.
slandering the witness or the judge.
You're slandering the judge.
The judge can't object.
I can do
Brandon?
whatever the fuck I want.
I move
So-
for dismissal without prejudice.
Did you put
We're
on?
both prejudiced, though.
Yes. Oh, I'll repeat the question. Did you put on exactly what Doug and Anthony asked on every single one of those tapes?
Correct.
And do you have autistic tendencies?
Correct.
Is one
It was a yes or no question.
is one key feature of autism that you have extreme difficulty in lying?
Yes, I think.
Objection.
Well-
Well, yes, I can't lie. What
all of a
is
sudden,
this? What is this?
all of a sudden, we had Pinocchio make our cassette tapes.
So
Pinocchio had
cha-
autism.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, he did have a wooden personality, but that's a terrible joke. So strike that from
I
the
object.
record.
Strike that from the record. Yeah.
So Brandon, the chances of you lying about any of this are exceedingly low. Not only are you under oath, but you are also autistic.
You're under oath and over autistic.
Thank you for the punch up on that line.
It helped. I was going to object,
mean,
but now
Your
I'm
Honor.
not.
Brandon,
Yes.
you can't lie, can you?
No.
All right. I'd like Anthony, ask him if he's ever eaten his own cum.
I have a cross-examination question.
I don't know
What?
if you can jump right in the middle of it to do it, though.
Oh, are you done, Dave?
I have no further questions.
Brandon, why are we here today?
Not sure.
So what you're telling me is that you're not able to assist in your own defense.
I am. So I'm here today because I made a joke and you guys took it seriously.
So you think this is all
Yeah,
a joke?
this is real fucking serious, isn't it, Brandon?
At least you know what serious is. So I move for a mistrial. Brandon's clearly not able to assist in his own defense. But does that help me or not? Hold on. I gotta think about this for a second.
A mistrial would mean that Brandon stays, would it not?
Oh, we're moving forward with this.
I would like permission to ask the witness a couple questions.
Permission granted.
Perfect. Hey, when you get done with your
Sustained.
fucking phone, I got a question for you.
I'm turning my volume off.
Don't you take that tone with me, young man.
You respect the court.
Brandon, you expect everybody in this courtroom to believe that. Why do I have an echo?
Oh, sorry. No, wait, that's
God
not me.
damn it.
It's not me.
I don't hear it.
All right.
Not me.
I
You
can't hear
expect everybody in this courtroom to believe that you are an upstanding citizen who can't do any wrong, correct?
I mean, everybody does wrong, but yeah.
In the case of in the world of the Who's Right podcast, have you ever done anything that could be considered underhanded or maybe trying to take money out of the pockets of Doug and Anthony Who's Right LLC Incorporated?
No, I do not believe so.
Okay. Anthony, I need you to get ready for your
Okay.
I said get ready for it, not do it.
Okay. I was practicing. Go ahead.
Okay, so just to reconvene, you have shut up. You have said you've never done anything that would take money out of our pockets.
Yes.
If the witness would look directly over their left shoulder, they will see some forged Who's Right merchandise hanging on the wall. I rest.
You didn't look. He threw off the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that proves it, though.
Right. So you printed those yourself, Brandon,
Yes.
without the permission of the Who's Right Navy?
Or the NFL.
I didn't think I needed it. It was on the internet.
Is that how it works?
Is that how copyright protection works, Brandon?
Once it's on the internet, you don't need permission no more.
I don't know. I call it free promotion. Helping people out.
We didn't get any money for it.
Neither did I.
Yeah, but
Object.
in order for copyright infringement, there doesn't
object.
have
Hold
to
on.
be any financial gain.
So if we send Brandon $3, then he's good
Yeah,
for
right.
hanging up our forged pictures. All right, I've got no further questions.
The prosecution rests.
PJ sent me stuff that he wants me to read out, but it helps the prosecution, not the defense. So
I'll allow
I'll allow it.
it's really long too.
Maybe I won't allow it then. Just read part of it. Read
Is
the
it
part that
is it-
helps me.
Is it relevant?
Sure. Let's say it is.
That means
All right.
no.
I'm going to object if I get bored.
But I kind of need to send it to someone else so they can play the other side. Who wants to read the other side?
Brandon does.
Who
Brandon,
wants to be PJ? Brandon can be PJ.
No, jeez. I'm terrible at reading.
perfect.
This is gonna be even better. How many extra cassettes did you make that you're not allowed to have, Brandon?
$2. Two.
There you go, Brandon. We heard a beep. I think that was you beeping that you got a message in Discord.
Leading the witness.
Due process.
Why
So
are you
this
reading
is
text?
going really, really well, isn't it, Brandon? You're definitely not going to get kicked out, are you?
I don't know. So we're on
It really looks like he's on pins and needles over it, though.
Did you write this in text docs? This is all across the screen. I gotta scroll like hell for this.
What?
Just do it, Brandon. Do it
Okay.
for Johnny.
All right.
Do
Who's
it for
the
justice.
moderator? I'm PJ. Okay.
All right, I'm already bored of the.
Trials are supposed to be boring. This is the fun part.
Right. You got it?
Yeah, I'm PJ. Right.
Yes. PJ. How do you know Brandon?
I'm gonna go take a piss. You guys.
I met him when we were both supposedly making podcasts in the WREU.
What do you mean by supposedly?
At one point, Brandon was running the WRU, and his show. Here we go. And his show was the only remaining podcast. So, or so I
No,
thought.
his show
on the
and my
network.
show were the only remaining podcasts.
Okay.
The
On the network.
witness, the witness will read out the script
Okay.
correctly.
Okay. And his show and my show were the only mating podcasts on the network, or so I thought. Brandon tried to tell me what to do in my show for the network. I told him to fuck off and do shit for the network himself, since WREU is just a joke network and I couldn't be bothered to give a fuck.
Objection.
Objection. The
joke
WRU is
involved
not a
here.
joke network. Fuck you, PJ.
So I continue.
Is it my line now? You didn't
No,
read
I'm
out all
still
those
going.
words.
Somebody said objection, so and since I couldn't bother to give a
I
fuck,
object.
So the leader of the
The witness has his finger in his fucking mouth.
so the leader of the WREU had a podcast that wasn't part of the WREU podcasting network.
gotta scroll back.
Oh boy,
Correct. He felt the WRU was prestigious enough for his show.
wasn't prestigious enough. Okay.
Leading the witness.
Interesting. Do you think Brandon was a good leader of the WREU?
No, he said he'd sue me for cyberbullying when I made a hilarious joke.
Objection.
What grounds?
What? It wasn't hilarious.
True.
I mean, that sounds very hilarious. You're hilarious. What the?
You seem
What's
very
going
smart.
on here?
So Brandon is no longer the leader of the WREU. What went wrong?
Well, he's autistic.
Yes, that's been established. What's the relevance?
The very small amount of power Brandon had instantly went to his head. Brandon had big plans for the network, but his big plan was social media and T-shirts. Some folks started a department of organizational marketing when WRU Doom for short went and took over the network and gave control to Dave.
See, how does this help the defense? Why did PJ send this to me?
I have no idea what's going on right now.
It's fine. It's fine, Dave. The judge isn't really paying attention to what Brandon has to say.
This has been quite the tale. I imagine this was over the course of months or years.
No, it happened in a weekend.
Any other thoughts on Brandon, PJ?
Well, I heard him explicitly state.
Explicitly.
Hey,
state.
I object.
Order in the court.
Sorry.
The witness has his fucking hand in his mouth again.
Helps me focus.
Jesus Christ. Explicitly helps you focus.
It helps me I heard him explicitly state that he doesn't understand jokes in a conversation where Andrew used the word retard, and Brandon had a specific episode about it for a few hours. Spastic episode about it for a few hours. But then, whenever Brandon says something, and people claim what he said is retarded, he flips it back on you saying you're retarded for not getting his joke. That wasn't an actual joke.
God, this is confusing. I know what happened in this.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on here.
I would like to question Johnny and how much longer this goes on for.
It's almost done.
I'll allow it.
Were his jokes at least amusing?
No.
Thank you for your time and insight. I now see why everyone claims you're less gay than Dave. Any final words?
Yes. If you have a podcast, please apply for the We Are Hassles podcast network.
Thank you. That sounds great. What shows are a part of your network?
None so far, but anyone
Objection.
hearing this could be the first featured podcast.
Wait, what about your show, We Are Arseholes? Why isn't We Are Arseholes on the We Are Arseholes podcast network?
Objection. Relevance.
I'm actually kind of curious.
We're an indie podcast.
Okay, thank you. So thanks for that, PJ. I read it out. I did what you told me to.
If somebody could get a hold of PJ, I would like to know if Who's Right can be the only podcast on the We Are Assholes network.
That would be awesome. We will be exclusive to your network for sure. That's not even a joke. That's serious. So make that happen.
Okay.
PJ said, "Can you bring me on? Holy fuck, Brandon is going to give me AIDS."
I'll allow that.
Yes, absolutely. The defense or the prosecution rests easy. Or I don't fucking know. Yes.
I don't know. I kind of want to just wrap this up. So, how long is it going to take to get PJ here?
Well, I sent him the link, so otherwise we can just start our closes.
Oh,
and,
fuck. Yeah, let's jump to close it.
Yeah, we need to start because I'm sure Dave's is 20 minutes long.
I mean, it's not short. I don't expect that I'll make it to the end.
Well, as long as you're fully prepared to not make it to the end, then I'm not. I just don't want your feelings to be hurt.
I'll be okay.
All right.
Has anyone yet worked out where I got most of the stuff from the opener?
I thought we would talk about that afterwards.
Okay. The reason why I bring that up is it didn't take as long as writing it from scratch, put it that way.
I wrote mine from scratch, so
Okay. Well, good for you. You get my
Is this your
gold
closing
star from
arguments?
the judge. Anthony goes first, right?
Yeah.
all right. So we've heard all the evidence, and it's clear that Brandon's guilty. So vote guilty. Thank you.
Guilty on what charge? You think?
Thank you, and good night.
I'll be here all week.
It's if the tapes are erased, you must. I can't think of anything that rhymes with erased. Damn it! If the tapes are blank, you
Debased?
Brandon must be defaced.
Yeah,
Sounds-
debased.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
No, God damn it,
It's clear that
Anthony. Approach the fucking bench.
yes, sir.
If the tape is blank, he loses his rank.
That's better.
Damn it!
Convene.
Yes. Thank you.
Doug's
Thank you
the
for your
best
time, Your Honor.
Doug's the best prosecutor ever. Pity he was the judge and has got to be impartial. What a shame.
All right, Dave.
Bob said he wanted back in, but
It don't work that
I
way.
don't know why.
Yeah, the witnesses just come and go as they please. Do you have anything to help the prosecution?
Or did
I'm
you
in the
just
jury
wanna-
now.
Yeah, you just wanted to show the jury backdrop, did you, Bob? Okay.
Well, now that I'm in the jury, it's a hung jury, so we can't decide.
Oh, fuck.
Is that a big dick joke?
Yeah, I think so.
You're killing me, Bob. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you for your help, juror
All
number
right.
87.
Closing arguments. Johnny.
Thank you, Your Honor, once again for this opportunity to defend my client, Mr. Brandon Paul DeSaucy, host of the Hey, How's It Going podcast and giant titty enthusiast, against these false allegations, which I still don't know what the allegations are, but they're false.
Prove it.
Then we come before the end of the day to Anthony. This man is an unspeakable disgrace. He is an asshole. He's been unmasked for the whole world for what he is, and that's hopefully positive. And they put him on the stand. They put him on the stand during the pre-trial, and you heard it. You've heard it on the cassette tape. It was sickening. Anthony was asked, have you used that word, referring to the R word, in the past 10 years? Not that I recall, no. You mean, if you call someone a retard, you had forgotten it. I'm not sure I can answer the question the way it's phrased, sir. And they go on. He says, well, and then pins him down. I want you to assume that perhaps at some time during 1985 or sometime since 1985 or 1986, you addressed a member of the autistic race as a retard. Is it possible that you've forgotten that act on your part? Answer, no, it is not possible. Are you therefore saying that you have not used the word in the past 10 years, Anthony? Yes.
Okay.
That is what... In closing,
I think he just skipped ahead 4 pages.
and so-called Who's Right cassette tapes, and you of course had the opportunity to listen to this man and espouse this evil, this personification of evil. And so I'm going to play Exhibit 1368 one more time. It was a transcript. This was not on tape. The original tape had been erased, where he said, "We have no retards where I grew up." These are 2 of the 42, if you recall. This is the word text for what he then says on the tape. Now, you heard that voice. No question whose voice that is.
Will you object
Talking
or
of-
something?
Talking about women. Doesn't like them any better than he likes autistic people.
Objection? Irrelevant?
They don't go out and initiate contact
Order!
with some 6'5"
Order!
retard who has been in his parents' basement pumping weights. This is how this asshole sees this world. That is this man's cynical view of the world. This is this man who is out there protecting and serving the podcasting community.
Are you talking about me?
That is Anthony. The defense
I'm
rests.
so confused.
The defense rests.
Okay, thank God.
That
Now
was
what?
the short version.
Statute of limitations for undue hardships, Your Honor.
True. Okay, so I'm going to give my verdict, right?
We'd like to hear from Pajana Philaspy.
Okay, surprise witness for the prosecution after closings, because that happens. Okay, PJ. All right, the defense rests.
Okay. PJ.
What?
What? He won't answer me?
Apparently not.
I object.
Hey, Dave. Why didn't you
Yes?
make Brandon read out your thing that you wrote?
What thing that I wrote? The whole thing?
You're making a mockery of this court.
Hey,
What
ask
the
him if-
fuck is going on with my audio? Never mind. Bye.
Sounds fine from my end.
I can
Yeah,
hear
I
it just
heard
now.
him.
All right. So now verdict time, right?
Verdict time.
Okay. What were the charges?
Yeah, I wondered that too.
Slander. Right?
What?
All right.
Okay, there was one
Slander
charge
and-
Okay,
that,
go ahead.
that you guys were defrauded because Brandon didn't put anything on the tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, that. Thanks.
And that just showed up on this in this trial, right?
Yeah, that was, that was one of those moments.
Right. So guilty.
I object.
He never proved that there's anything on these tapes. I don't give a fuck if you object or not. He's guilty.
You never tried to prove it.
I object.
The defense,
tried to-
the
what?
defense wasn't given the opportunity to prove it one way or to, defense wasn't given any.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Guilty.
Your
Whatever.
Honor, the defense was given every opportunity.
I object. Or I agree. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever it's
Sustained.
going to be that I can end this episode.
Sustained.
Autistic people can't lie.
I object. That's bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit. No, there's nobody that can't lie. That's not a thing.
I thought this whole thing started. Oh, hold on.
All right.
The courtroom believes, or the court believes, Your Honor believes that this all started because of an after-show discussion in which Brandon insinuated that we owed him money, which was libelous and slanderous and
Right.
frivolous.
And wage garnishment.
Right.
Right.
I thought that's how this all started.
Yeah, so we don't owe him
No.
money, so he's guilty.
It started when I was like, "Oh, hey, did you listen to the tapes yet?"
I object.
the-
See?
in the-
See, you're doing it again. You're slandering me again. Stop slandering me.
I'll say Brandon's making a mockery of the court too.
Right, see?
Take this seriously, Brandon.
Yes.
Take them fucking
No,
Mickey
I
Mouse
destroyed
ears off,
Anthony's
too, while you're in
character.
my courtroom.
Did you say you destroyed my character? My character was destroyed long before I ever
Yeah.
met you.
Okay, fine.
Therefore, not guilty.
He's guilty.
Not guilty.
He's guilty. So the punishment, he was up for eviction from the house.
I request permission to bring in an actual impartial judge.
Fuck off.
Overruled.
Okay.
So he will be fined $125, and he will need to have that paid by 2025 maybe.
Yeah, 2025 is agreeable to the prosecution.
You forgot which one you were.
Yes, I did.
And that is in back Patreon money. That's what you owe for, because you have been stealing the services of the Patreon without pledging.
Right.
I made you tapes for free.
Order!
Order.
You did not make them for free. Okay, permission to approach the bench. Agreed.
Wait.
Okay,
Who's coming to the bench?
Brandon, I have evidence where you had said how much it was going to cost, and you kept upcharging us. I believe that you made some money off this deal, and I believe that you used that money to buy toner and paper to make your forged fucking Who's Right posters, which you've been selling on the back end.
That's ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
I sent you receipts for everything.
That's the truth.
I sent you shipping receipts. I sent you art receipts,
right.
and I sent you material receipts.
I ruled.
Judge Doug made the art. What do we need a
Yeah,
receipt for?
I
He
had to
made
get
it.
it printed, you moron.
Oh, objection.
Objection.
Did you Did
that
you
is
use the
slander,
same?
isn't it?
Did you use the same printer for the cassette art as you did for your forged Who's Right posters?
No.
Right. I rest. All right, I'm done.
But-
what?
I object. I use the Chewbacca defense. I can't lose.
Okay.
What's the Chewbacca defense?
Oh,
Yeah. What is that?
It's a South Park reference.
I got nothing. Never, I
Does
never heard
anyone
that
know
show
what
before.
what I did? No, all right.
Wasn't that OJ?
The most famous fucking trial of all time, you assholes.
I
God
said,
damn
wasn't that
it.
OJ?
Yes.
What does that have to do with Chewbacca?
That's a South Park episode.
What's South Park?
I don't recall.
Okay.
I really don't remember that episode. Vaguely, I guess, but I don't remember the premise.
Johnny Cochran didn't lose. He won.
Okay.
I copied Johnny Cochran's entire closing remarks.
So,
And
Dave,
then
don't if that theory held true, don't you think that every lawyer
Yes.
ever would just say what he said?
Yes, and it works every time.
Oh. All right. Okay.
And
well,
I changed the N word to the R word.
yeah, I picked up on it.
You get it?
You get it?
All right.
Oh my god.
Bye, Brandon.
Bye.
Bye.
Brandon.
Thank you, Dave. That was fun.
Yeah, that was different.
What didn't
You
it
were a
go?
formidable opponent.
I don't like losing.
You tried too hard.
So
maybe next
actually,
time don't
hey,
try so hard.
Dave, I think you won because we went into this with the plans of just kicking him out of the Navy no matter what happened.
Yeah, he got off easy with the $125.
I mean, yeah, I'm guessing that's what I would. Yeah, right.
So he should know that the only reason he's still around is because of all the work that you did in copy and pasting Johnny Cochran's argument.
I think you should get defense attorney wages for that. What's a defense attorney get for an hour and 7 minutes? That's what he owes you.
Oh, that's true.
I would go so far to say that in the next time that there is a case like this, that you might be the prosecutor for us.
Wait a minute.
Wait. Yeah, no, like even a bad defense attorney is still hundreds of dollars an hour.
Right. So the moral
Johnny
of the story
Cochran
is
would have been
Brandon's going to owe a
thousands,
lot
right?
of people a lot of money.
Johnny Cochran would have been thousands an hour.
And you basically did what he did. So
Therefore, Brandon also has to sign up to the WREU Patreon.
yes. Damn it. Why didn't we make him do that too?
Yeah. And
Hey.
everyone's happy.
We're amending our verdict. I'm not even the judge and I'm amending the verdict.
What's your give him your amended verdict?
You owe your defense attorney $3,000 for the defense that he offered you
In perpetuity.
in perpetuity. I don't know what that means, but yep, $3,000 in perpetuity. And you need to sign up to the WREU Patreon for at least $10 and the Who's Right podcast Patreon for at least $10.
I declare bankruptcy.
Damn it.
Denied.
That's Monopoly rules, is it? Yep.
You have to go to court to declare bankruptcy. You know that, right? So
All right,
we'll see you in court.
I'll take care of that.
And your attorney is busy at that particular time.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Dave. That was fun.
Bye.
Thanks.
Well, what'd you think? We're still live, by the way.
Yeah. I'm getting out of Discord right now.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye. All right. We're out of Discord.